Hi everybody, it's Jeff. This is part 5 of the Eduard 350th USS Arizona limited edition build. Um, in this build, or in this video, I'm going to show you the base. I've got it all done. I put a little clear polyurethane on it, and it came out real nice. And I've got the seam around the two-part hull all finished. All sanded real nice and smooth, and I'm starting to remove some of the unneeded parts from the deck. So we'll get the Dremel out and see if we can get all that stuff done. And who knows? We'll see how long that takes, and we'll take it from there. So let's go down to the bench, and we'll get busy. Be right back. Okay, guys, here's my base. All nice and shiny. I think it turned out pretty well. I thought I had some polyurethane out in my garage, and I went out and looked, and it was no good anymore. So, of course, what does a modeler use? A little Vallejo. So I grabbed some polyurethane gloss varnish, 26.650, and I give it about, I think, 4 coats. The first couple of coats just they went right in just like a sponge. But the third coat, it started sealing real good, and by the fourth coat, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'll probably just go ahead and leave it just like it is, and that'll be the base for the ship. Okay, let me set that aside so it doesn't get messed up. On the ship hull, first thing I did was I sanded it all to where it was level, and then I went around it and I filled. There was a bit of a crack, where the two parts didn't quite come together all the way. The glue joint's fine, but the way the joint is kind of stepped, it left just a little bit of a crack in a couple places. So I went around with the Vallejo plastic putty 70401, and I put a layer of that down, and that pretty much filled the crack. Once I was happy with all of that, I came back and I gave it a couple of treatments with Mr. Surfacer, and that really finished it off nice. I can't feel a seam at all anywhere, so I'm really happy with that. I've sanded this with 1000 grit everywhere, and I'm going to say that's done. I guess we'll see when I get the paint on it, or the primer, and see how it all looks. Something I was messing with too, trying to decide on the boot line or water line. This is some 3mm Tamiya tape. I was thinking about using that for the water line. I don't know if that might be a little bit wide. I really hadn't decided. I've been looking at pictures and things, but it's kind of hard to tell. But you guys give me your thoughts. If 3mm is too wide, or you think that's okay. I can always get some 2mm tape or something if it's too wide, but I'm really just kind of guessing because my book and stuff, the instructions don't say anything. So I'm just trying to make sure that it looks pretty close to what it should. So that's what that's for. I'm going to use, I've got some just stuff from packing that I've been setting the hull on so I don't scratch it all up and have to sand it any more than necessary. I've gone around, well, I went through the book and I looked at everything that needed to be removed because we're going to replace a lot of stuff with 3D printed or photo etch. So I marked everything that I could see that needed to be removed with a marker. I've already done this side. I've got this winch off, and there was a couple of bollards and then some little raised parts around the house pipes that are going to be replaced all with photo etch. I'll show you on the other side how I did it. On the stern, there was just 2 of the bollards. So I've already removed one. I'll do the other one. And then on the midships here, we've got to remove all this around here. And I've already done one side. I haven't finished sanding it, but I'll show you how I did that. It's real simple with a Dremel. And that's what I used for most of it. I did take a pair of cutters and I kind of narrowed this edge down to where I didn't have to grind away quite so much. On the parts that's still on the hull, I've got these ladders to remove, and I've got the, I don't even remember what you call them for sure, where the boat's set. That'll all be replaced with photo etch. And I've got 2 winches here, and I've got this shield that'll go around ships on both sides, or around guns on both sides. That's all going to need to be removed. So we'll work on that now. I think it's going to be a little bit too loud, and I probably will mute it and either do a voiceover or just some music or something. I may even do a time lapse or something. Just, I don't want you guys to get too bored. But what I've been using for the majority of things is my I've got a Dremel with a flexible drive on it, and a real small, it's like an 1/8 inch burr. Okay, and that works really good. Don't run it too fast because it'll just melt the plastic. I've got my Dremel set on the very lowest setting, and I wait, I do a little bit and then I let it wait. I just greased the cable in this. You got to do that every now and then so it doesn't get hot. I just want to make sure I don't mess anything up. So I'll do that. I'll get the camera down just as close as I can, and we'll see how it goes. I don't have like a macro lens or anything. We'll just have to see how the webcam focuses up so close. So once I get the vast majority of it off with this, I've got a chisel, and I've got various sizes of the chisels that I can use to get into the corners. This works really good, and it's extremely sharp. Okay, so we'll work with that to get the very last little bits off, and a little bit of sandpaper and a little bit of filing. This is going to have a wooden deck over it, so it doesn't have to be pretty, but it has to be flat and smooth. So I'm going to cut the camera real quick, and I'm going to bring it down as close as I can and try and recompose things just a little bit. And then when we come back, we'll see about getting some of this stuff removed. Okay. Be right back, guys. Okay, here's the first part we're going to work on. I don't think I can get maybe just a little bit closer. Bring the lights down. Try and make it to where you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, we got a winch and a bollard, another bollard, and then these little parts here that go around the house pipes. The chains I may just sand off because they're very faint. You can barely feel them. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here, guys. Okay, that's pretty good. Just a little bit of sanding. These holes are going to need to be opened up. There's photo etch that'll go in those. And until I get the photo etch out and bent, I don't know for sure how big to make those holes. And then there's going to be 3 holes drilled here where I've got these black dots for the chain, once it comes up and goes around the capstan, I think it's called. Once they go around there, then they drop back down through the deck. So this is about as far as I need to go on this piece right now. Let's move on to another piece. And this one here on the stern has just got one bollard on it. So let's go ahead and take that off real quick. Let's see here. You see it right there. Okay. That piece should be good. Just a little tiny little bit of sanding. And I think we're good. Okay. This will be a little different. I'll take my cutters, my heavy duty ones, and we'll get as much of this off as we can, and then come back and just grind the last little bit down. Let's do that real quick. This plastic's fairly hard, but no point in grinding anymore, but then we need to just chop it off. Let's see here. Whoa, that went flying. Okay. Okay. I'm going to be finding pieces of these around for a while, I think. Stuff's pretty hard. It doesn't go flying. Okay. Time for a little more Dremel work here. Got some notifications popping up here. I can't see the camera or see the screen. Okay, let's get some more grinding done here. Okay, guys. Um, just maybe a tiny little bit of sanding, but I've got everything off of there. I think that's going to be just fine. Hope you can see it. And I'm going to let this, it's not really warm. I just don't like to overwork my tools. But I'll give the flex drive and the Dremel a little chance to cool down. And then we'll come back and we'll work on some more. Be right back. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this part. I've got 2 inches to remove, these 2 shields and 4 ladders, the boat locations, and a couple of bollards. Okay, and I've got one little, I removed this one already, but this is, I think, a place where a vent will be replaced. So let's get this done. Okay, that's going pretty good. Clean this up a little bit. Just take a little bit more off there. It's going to take some sanding, but not a lot. The wooden decks will go down real nice over that, I think. Well, a little bit of raise there. Anyway, I'm going to let my tool cool off for just a minute. It's not really getting hot, but like I say, I don't want to overtax anything. And we'll come back and we'll get these little ladders off. And if you can even see what I'm talking about, here we go. We've got these little ladders still to do and a winch on this side. Well, I'll be back in just a little bit and we'll work on this some more, okay? All right. All right. Let's see if we can get the rest of this stuff off the deck. So let's get the Dremel going again here. feel a little heat building up in my hand with the Dremel. So I'm going to let it cool a little bit. And then all we got left is these couple of ladders. These corners they want you to take out. I think it'd be easier to just do that with a saw. Once these ladders are out of the way, it'd be real easy to get in there and just cut that. So I'll be back in just a little bit, and we'll get these two ladders out of here, and that part of the job will be all finished up. Be right back, guys. Okay, all we got left is these ladders. Now I was noticing that, I don't even know if I can show you or not, right on both sides of the ladder there's a door, and then there's a couple of doors here. And in order to get this off and get it smooth, I'm gonna probably not be able to save those doors. I know there's some photo etch doors on the, in the photo etch stuff, but I don't know if there's any for these two locations. So I may look at, see if I can find a pack somewhere of just like 1/350th doors to replace those with. Let's go ahead and get those off of there. Okay. Okay, that's going to do it. Now this by no means is finished. I've got a lot of sanding and cleanup work to do, but that's as far as I want to go with the burr. I don't want to make big divots or anything that I'm going to have to fill. So I'm thinking I'm pretty close to 45-50 minutes of video I've recorded here. I'm going to go ahead and edit that down, and it probably won't be a terribly long video, but I'll put a couple pictures at the end to show you what I've done. Let's back this up a little bit. Alrighty. Let's just to show you here real quick. This is what I'm using. I've actually got two Dremels. One of them not working right now for some reason. This is really handy. Stuff rolling around, but that's what I used. You can buy all kinds of attachments for that. I've actually got some sanding discs and grinding discs and all kinds of things, but that worked really good, I think. So we're going to call this one good, guys. I'll add some pictures to the end, like I say. Thank you very much for you guys looking in on me. Channel's growing. Thank you very much to all my subscribers. I really, really appreciate the subscription and the comments. I really like reading the comments. So we'll see you guys real soon, okay? Bye-bye.